Hello everybody, I'm Jimmy Fantastic and welcome to my Orc guide for NAF arena and setups. So yeah, we're going to cover a few things here, but essentially it's NAF / tabletop tournament orientated. So Blood Bowl 3 has a mode which is like that. It's Orcs Arena Season 7 and you can create a custom team. And for Orcs it's 1150 TV, 1150k of money, and then 6 primary skills, so it will come out at 1270 total. And you know, you play competitive games and try to get 7 wins before 1 loss. So I think it's a great mode, very excited to see this. Replicates tabletop. Now tabletop you'll have all different amounts of cash, 1100, 1050, whatever. You'll have different amount of primary skills. So, you know, but this is just one possible. I mean, this is possible. It's very possible that this is a package you will see on tabletop for Orcs, and this is what I would build out of it. Now, they're a funny team, Orcs, right? They're a weird one for tabletop because you have to win games. So, if you're playing a Swiss tournament, you have to win games. Now, Orcs are really hard to beat, but they also struggle to win a little bit, and. You know, you've really got to stop your opponent scoring on defense. You've really got to play really hard defense and really try to stop them scoring, I think. Now, to do that, of course, guard is fantastic. Guard is, I mean, you'll see on all of these videos, it's all pretty much about block, guard, mighty blow, dodge, you know, sure hands, leader. It's the same skills over and over again. Very little variation, honestly, in tabletop, because these are the bread and butter skills that you absolutely require to do things. So yeah, we've gone guard on the strong boys. All the strong boys have a guard. There's an argument for taking a block big gun, right? Because then if you need a strength 4 blitz, you've got it. For example, on the first turn of a drive against the defensive setup. So I don't hate 1 big gun. Wouldn't really want 2. I wouldn't want to give too much guard, but I wouldn't hate 1, maybe 2 block big guns. The mighty blow blitz is a funny one as well, right? Your options are mighty blow, frenzy, and tackle essentially. Now, Frenzy does a bit of both. It gets you more knockdowns versus dodgers, and it gets you more knockdowns versus unprotected players. Now, Mighty Blow, of course, increases the removals when you get the knockdowns, and Tackle only increases knockdowns versus dodge players, but it does a better job than Frenzy of that. So, there are your 3 options for your blitzer. Now, I find Frenzy, the lack of control, is bad. I feel Tackle is too narrow, though less so on tabletop when Amazons will always be a menace. And Mighty Blow, honestly, you're basically better off hitting something with Mighty Blow and Tackle anyway, right? Now, Tackle obviously has the second utility of stopping rerolls, but if you're hitting a War Dancer, you don't want to just knock it over and not hurt it. You want to kill it. So, and same with a Gutter Runner, right? You want to 3-dice a Gutter Runner with Mighty Blow and remove that Gutter Runner from the game. You don't want to just tickle it with Tackle, you want to kill it with Mighty Blow. So, I think Mighty Blow has a lot of things going for it. And yeah, I like that. Obviously more guard and mobile guard. You could take a skill off the big gun and have 2 mobile guards, but I think really strength 4 with guard is very strong, right? Because it's harder to hit him. You want to hit the guys with guard, and it's easy to hit a strength 3 player than it is to hit a strength 4 player. So we've got the thrower because, you know, sure hands is good in this form. So is pass if you have to get a win, right? If maybe you force them in on turn 6, you've got a 3-turn drive. Having a thrower is really good for that. Now you've only got 20k left, 25k left, so that's why we've got 2 assistant coaches. It's not great, but it's pretty much the best thing you can do on Blood Bowl 3 with spare cash. An Apothecary plus 12 players. Now, Arena's a little bit different to normal NAF style in that there is potentially overtime at the moment. So having 12 players that are mostly AV10 plus an Apothecary means you're going to do pretty well in overtime. And also that helps Orcs anyway, right? You struggle to win a little bit. 3 rerolls I feel is essential. And you could drop this down to 2 rerolls and get a troll. I'm not a fan of that, but you could do that. If you do that, then leader on the thrower is an option. You could think about taking Mighty Blow off the blitzer because you just blitz with your troll all the time. So yeah, so there you go. That's a little bit about NAF style tabletop arena. We can look at the formations that I've got saved here. So this is for, you know, a generic 3 players on the LOS kind of setup. The idea is you're blocking diagonally and you're going to knock things over. You know, Mighty Blow guard on the LOS. make sure you knock these down. You're protected against a blitz a little bit. You've got the strength 4s holding the edges and protecting the interior linemen with their guards. So that's pretty strong. You've got a blitzer here to defend against, you know, things that happen, like gut runners running in your backfield or whatever. And you've got the thrower really deep. Now the problem here is if the ball goes like here or something, you can't even reach, right? It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can't even reach these 2 columns to pick it up that turn unless you rush. And if that happens, then you're in a world of hurt. This is the, you know, one of the bad things about Orcs. You've got to run back. This guy will run directly back. Your LOS blocks will cease to be about causing maximum damage, and instead you'll be trying to free players up. And you'll want to keep your team a bit blob together. You don't want to let people come round, or especially this area, right? You don't want loads of elves to come in here and stuff. So, but this is just generic setup. Offensive setups are much harder. You can't really have set setups, right? When you're doing offense, you've got to react to your opponent, how they set up. What race they are, what the board state is, like the score, touchdowns, all this kind of stuff. A lot to figure into offensive formations, whereas defensive formations are a lot more, you know, generic, if you like. So this is one. This is the probably the standard defense of most teams, I would say, these days. This is very good for like denying blitz, right? The idea of this is to deny your opponent an easy blitz. So you bench the thrower because he's minus AV. And you're probably not going to be picking up the ball, right, on your opponent's drive. You've got 3 dudes, your linemen on the LOS, you know, the weakest players, they can get punched. You've got your guard, strength 4 players here. So now these are really hard to hit, right? Even if they've got a strength 4 to blitz you, to hit you, they've got to hit from here, and they need a guard as well. So they can literally only blitz you if they have strength 4 and they're willing to put in a guard, or, you know, multiple guards, or a strength 5. So this is very strong for defending that. Then you've got your guard guy in the middle, and you've got your mighty blow guy protected because he wants to be free to blitz whoever he can. Your unskilled players are here. So this is a very solid defense. I really like this. I'm using this more and more myself. Then if you're defending against a quick score, all versus elves maybe, you can go for this. Again, bench the thrower. Your 3 weak players on the LOS. And then you've got strength 4 holding the edges and strength 4 holding the interior as well. Your skillless blitzers are exposed. Your guard and your mighty blow blitzers are behind. Now this is okay. This is okay versus, you know, agility teams and stuff. You also have the option of putting big guns on the LOS, right, to just try and deny the LOS. If you do that, you want to move everything up. So if you were defending, you know, if you wanted to deny the LOS versus an agility team with chevrons as well, you'd do something like this. So your big guns are on the LOS, but because you've got your players here, they can't assist from this square, right? So that makes it much harder to deal with your LOS, and you still got these guys protected. You're still holding the edges with strength 4. So this is a pretty good setup against elves and even normal teams as well, right? Like, you know, hybrid teams. Chevrons, especially if they're trying to score in 2 turns, chevrons are the best you're going to get. Probably aggressive chevrons. Then, if you just want to bully the team, but you're not too worried about them getting around the sides, which, you know, is something you'll do. Again, we've got this. We've got the guards on the LOS. We've got the good players. I say the good players. The mighty blow and the guard are protected here by guard on each side from the big uns. Blitzers out here with linemen. So there's no easy targets. So this is quite a good one. You know, if you're facing elves and you think that they're not, you know, they're going to DACA or whatever, or they're not going to, you want to just deny the LOS. This is a way to just deny the LOS and, you know, pretty much deny blitzers altogether. This is very hard to blitz anybody on this team, right? The guard here means that you can't just put in a player and blitz this guy. So this really does protect the team. They could run all the way around to blitz a lineman. So this really denies the LOS, denies blitzers. This completely bullies agility style teams very effectively. But yeah, the chevrons you can move to do a similar kind of thing whilst also defending the edges. So yeah, hopefully these kind of setups will help people. This is the one I'd use most of the time, just to stop a good blitz. Of course, it does abandon the LOS, But versus most teams, you'll have to abandon the LOS anyway, right? Like, you know, most teams have got enough to hit you, you know, with guard and strength and stuff. So, yeah, that is the Orc NAF / arena / setups guide. So hopefully that's useful. I'm going to be doing an arena run with the Orcs. I shall tack that onto the end of this for a little playlist. And yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and stay fantastic.